Hello there. I'm gonna try to keep it short this time. I'm gonna try to make just a video in my room um, I'm just talking. You hear the sound of my voice, and not as usual with nature sounds, nature views. And so yeah, I'm gonna try to make it clear and simple. I'm not quite alright right now, but this is interesting. There are things in my head going on, and I'd like to understand myself. And by making this video, maybe it's the process of accepting. It's the process of total acceptance of the things, how they are, how they should be. I have no idea how they should be, but yeah, as usual, I think you start to know me well, and the fact that every video, I repeat myself. I fall on the same words, the same lessons, and yeah, this is quite crazy. It's quite insane. But right now I want to talk about a project. I've made a folk singer-songwriter project back in January 2023, and with a step back, I feel this has an undeniable charm, and I'm just really proud of it, and I just wanted to talk about it. I told myself, they say it's when you do the most natural things that you get results that are actually so fascinating, and I'm totally in this sort of mood for this album, for this project. I don't know how I've made these lyrics, but I just remember I wrote them so quickly and so naturally, and when I listen to my voice, and I know this is very, very amateurish. This is a completely raw production. This is just me and my guitar, and yeah, this was special. This was a moment where I just it just came out so fluidly, and yeah, this is what I want to talk about. This is the way that in life I get so lost sometimes within my personal space. Even in my personal space, there is no secret garden of happiness. This is just hard all the time. But sometimes there are sort of shining through. There is this sort of light that I just see inside of me, that is sometimes brighter than usual, and it's basically what keeps me alive. And I don't know why, but listening to this album, I feel the lights vividly, just acting vividly, and and I couldn't tell how I couldn't tell the feeling. This is, I don't know, this is exactly like when you listen to a song that's like that you used uh, to love and cherish, but then you just forget about it for a month, and month later you just decide, no, don't decide, you fall onto that song again, but in a manner like you fall inside of your head. You could like recall it, and then okay, decide, okay, I need to listen to this song right now, because I'm feeling too nostalgic, and yeah, it's just this sort of way um, to listen to something that you've forgotten. And what what I mean by forgotten, it's exactly what I mean when I say I forget things about myself, and when I come back to these sources, these sources of real joy, real essence, real I don't know how to call it, this light that I was talking about. It's magic. It's just freaking amazing to just connect to this light. And I know you like to say that I just have, between quotation marks, that I just have to connect to it all the time, and then I will never be unhappy. I will never be unsatisfied again. But I don't know. This is the fact that this light is a light that, when it's vivid, I see it, and it blinds my eyes. It blinds me, and it blinds me of a happiness that I cannot put words onto. But this is very momentum. This is a very momentum thing. It blinds me, and then it disappears. It fades, and I forget everything about it again. I feel like my consciousness is directly vanished. And this is really hard when everything is dark again, and I forget about this light. I forget who I am, and it makes me think about terrible things, such terrible things that I can't seem to. When I'm in these moments where I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel, I'm just saying terrible things inside of my head. I'm telling myself how I'm not capable of reaching anything, and be satisfied. I cannot advance at life because I'm stuck ever since I was born. And this project. So coming back to the subject of this album that I've made, that is called Sleepless Walk, Endless Dreaming. It's the name of the album, Endless Dreaming, and this is crazy how the coincidences are great, because I just I know it's ridiculous maybe to say, but I connect to my own references, and yeah, it's logical. maybe it's absolutely obvious, and because like I said, it was my essence that was like I was talking with my essence. I was talking with the pure heart that wasn't sick, and the head that was not sick, not sick either. And so yeah. By the way, this video isn't so short actually, so never mind. I don't care. You know what I talk with the heart. I talk with the heart, and I feel this is different from the other videos that I've made. And so yeah, maybe that's cool. I'm cool with it. I'm cool. And exactly like this process of grieving, I feel like yeah, I know this once again will be very obvious, and everybody could say this about grieving, but grieving it's all the time. Grieving it's not just at certain moments and then you just move on completely from it. It's all the time, and I feel like I've known grief all my life, while I didn't lose everything and everyone all my life, and at the same time a little bit, actually a little bit, but I don't know. It's not as if I could complain more. Um, yes, I have the right to complain, but once again, I feel like I don't have the enough credit to complain because of how I don't help myself, and I'm not really deserving more help if I'm not helping myself first. If I'm not, yeah, I always count on somebody else to just save me, and well, I'm trying to save the other. This is infinite. This is absolutely infinite. And so I have to stop all of this. I have to stop trying to either to try to save someone, the famous thing, the famous syndrome, the savior one. I have to stop this, and at the same time thinking that somebody will save me outside in the outside world, and just fix it all. No, and yeah, this speech I have made it so clear now in my head, but exactly like the lessons that I repeat at every single video that I make, and every thought that I don't know, just decide to use. I don't know. This is I really want to make a change in not necessarily in the way I, you know, of course if I repeat myself the same bullshit, of course that won't help, but I think the main problem resides in the way that I close myself to the options that I have, that I think I have no other option. And maybe, yes, maybe that's what is depression, maybe that's being suicidal, but yeah, I don't want to close myself. I don't want to close myself with all the options that I have, and this is why I feel that I'm too ungrateful, and that I don't deserve more, because I simply complain without considering every possibility, every option that I have is just in front of me, and I'm blind. So this is where the balance between I'm blinded by this sort of immense feeling of pride, of joy, my heart, when I feel like I have done something good, and that I've done my best, and that, yeah, that I make people happy, I make people smile. If it's not, I know this is impossible to make people happy. Like, you don't make people happy, you make them joyful for a moment, but I want to make people joyful a maximum amount of time. This is my biggest dream. This would be my biggest achievement in life, because of course, obviousness once again, but you are mortal, and I am mortal, so I have to really, yeah, to really use my time my time to properly do things. And this is why I could never be some sort of evil for me, because I'm always counting on myself to if it's not making people smile, if it's not making people feel the best, to make people cry of joy, it would be just the simple freaking task that is leaving people be, and truly accepting that they are not perfect, because I always say I'm not perfect, and other people are more perfect than me, because of course perfection doesn't exist. It's the speech, the usual speech, and but in my way of living, in my way of thinking, I have put myself the thought that if it's not about perfectionism, it's about the way that, yes, nobody's perfect, but I'm less perfect. I'm more in the imperfection than other people, than everybody. Everybody's not perfect. Everybody is imperfect, but I am more imperfect than everybody else. You understand? This is the way that I'm I don't know. This is the way that I I guess hurt myself and hurt my brain and my heart thinking this way, because it doesn't help. So this is what I want to stop. I want to the feeling that I have listening to the album that I was talking about at the beginning of the video. I would like to feel it all the time, and I know I couldn't feel it all the time. That's okay. But what I want to do is, if I don't feel complete all the time, I want to feel like, okay, let's say when I listen to this album and when I listen to other favorite albums, because of course I'm just not talking about I'm not talking about me as I don't have this ego to just talk about me and how I'm impacting to my own self. Of course, I have favorite albums, inspirations, and I'm talking about that. But if I talk about my album specifically, it's because I want to feel proud of something I've done, and so this is I can't really feel proud to for an album that I didn't make. So of course, this is why the example of my own album is, yeah, and you want to feel also very interesting and very important, I guess. I want to feel proud of something that not only isn't perfect, of course, but that is meant to be like with flows, that many flows of production, of of vocals, sometimes not in tune, and that's okay. Like I want to feel okay about my my flows, and this is the way that I'm trying to express express it by this album. Anyway, that was a parenthesis. Um, so yeah, to come back to the feeling when I listen to this album, uh, it's like as if it was like a, let's say, a 10 out of 10, even if it's not. But like, let's say when I'm complete, it makes sense. I'm 10 out of 10. Okay, and then what I want to do is that when I'm not in this specific moments, and when I forget about stuff, I don't want to forget, and I want to remember. I want to recall that I could have a 1 out of 10 instead of a 0 out of 10. You understand? It's like I don't want to have 0 options. Like I don't want to just be like, okay, I just want to kill myself because this is the only option that I have. No, I want to have like to be complete. For me, 1 out of 10 is already something, because you could focus on that 1 out of 10, and this is not 0 out of 10. You understand? This is like, yeah, giving myself the opportunity that I have options, and that I could have, and that I could use this option to make me feel better. So yeah, this is what I wanted to express tonight, and I hope this is meaningful for you. So yeah, I'm just not putting myself any pressure to make videos. I'm just trying to use my time properly. But yeah, this is hard because when you forget things, you just like feel like you're so lazy. You just like rot in this life. You just rot and always think badly. But that is not the biggest problem. Like, yeah, I could think badly and stuff, but the main problem is how I'm drowning in these moments, how I'm drowning into some kind of blurry water. Like I can't see any light, anything, and this is where I want to put the stress on. That when I'm blind, it means there is light. You see what I mean? Even when it's dark, like I don't know if it will make sense, but even in darkness, it's not about like finding a light. It's about the way I could make myself lighter. Maybe that's a cool image to use. Like, okay, I'm in the dark. How could I see? But not like, okay, I'm gonna find a light. When there is no light, there is no light, and I have to accept it. But how to move through darkness? How to use my body, and so between parentheses, my brain to to really make something intelligent, and just to move properly in the dark. You see what I mean? Like to not hurt myself more, to not hit my head against a wall, and just being hurt even more because I'm in the dark. Being in the dark doesn't mean anything. I guess it means like, okay, you're in the dark. That means that you're that's the next step is to seek brightness. But this brightness doesn't come just so easily, so you have to be patient. And in this patience, in this process of either it could be grieving, being heartbroken, or any kind of bad feeling, I want to have the power. of just telling myself, okay, I have this option, and this will allow me, like allowing myself to accept things how they are, and yeah, just not trying to have the control of this, of something I can control, and over something that will hurt me more. Yep, I think I've said it all. Please comment on that video to tell me anything. You could tell me anything that you think about, that you think of, and just let me know, okay? Take care of yourself. I'm gonna take care of myself, I promise. And yeah, see you later. Thank you. Thank you again for listening.